guys, and welcome back for some more Creativerse. And today we are back on my adventure world, working away on this castle-y kind of area. So I actually did, I was going to, well, I did. Let me just start over. I was going to make a video of me remodeling the inside of this castle that goes down under the ground here. I was going to remodel it with the new medieval blocks and things, and I did do that, but when I went to edit the video, I didn't like how the video had turned out. So what I'm basically going to do is real quick, I'm going to show you what I have done so far in here, and how I've changed some of the blocks and looking for the more of the medieval kind of things, like the Colossal Castle that I had streamed a week ago or more. I don't know. I can't keep track of time. Can't keep track of time, guys. But one of the first things that I did, it is a little bit laggy. First of all, I apologize. Yeah, it's a little bit leggy. But anyways, first thing I did was I did add these table and chairs. Before it was just the iron table and regular stone chairs. And of course now you can have these lovely picture frames that I have this nice windmill cottage picture of. But I really like this look here. So this is basically what I'm doing is I'm going to be going throughout this underground here and putting decorative items like this and eventually swapping out some of these blocks. I will still keep some of the stone block wall and the stone floor, but I am going to add some of the crest stuff, the crest walls and things like that. Hello, Mr. Crab Guy, a little baby crab. And the switches, I will most definitely be switching them to the medieval switches. I just haven't done that yet. So I'm going to go to where I had started. I didn't do anything here. I did start in the storage room is the biggest part that I had been working on. I do have plans on changing all of this right here to more medieval kind of thing. Yeah, so we're going to change some of those lights as well. I'll probably do more like this here, put them in the stone barred windows. I say stone barred window, it's really just barred window, guys. Just really. Anyway, so I'm going to, we'll come in here and open, thank you, and it launches me. So basically the first thing that I had done was I did use some of the medieval crest walls and I flipped them around to this pattern here. And it's actually off a block. It's an odd number. I have to fix this because this just drives me nuts. Somehow it's off and I need to fix it. So maybe that will be later in the video that I fix this, but I added this carpet, the red carpet and the yellow carpet. This is what's in the Colossal Castle up in the second level, I think, of that is they use this, so I thought I'd tie in a little bit of that. I also used some of the banner walls. I don't know if I showed this on my stream. I may have, because I did do this some time ago, well, right after getting, you know, the update with the medieval stuff. But I added these torches, and of course I changed all of the chests. If you watched before, you would have known that maybe, or maybe you didn't notice, but these were all the arc chests, and I have now changed them to the medieval chest. Yes, they're a little bit smaller, but I kind of like the look, this dark wood, a lot. Some people don't. I think they're really neat. I really like them. And I used the stone plaques instead of the wood plaques because I thought that maybe the wood would be too much with this wood, so I went with the stone. But then of course the wall is in stone, but what do you want? I also did put up these pictures, these picture frames here and the picture frame over there. As you can see, I have color coded a little bit here in some of my, where I have some of my items. But anyways, yeah, so I'm really liking how this has turned out. I kind of put in this decorative lighting area here with some more little torches, medieval torches. I put in this table just as sort of like a workbench, maybe, I guess. I don't know, really. I also did put in these medieval stairs. I really like these stairs. I'm going to be using these wherever I can get a chance. And then I also did the same thing, and this turned out a bit better than the front entryway. Like I said, I need to extend this part here, I think. But anyways, so there is that, and then I did put down this lovely fireplace with the wall and some stone, you know, crest wall here, which I might change a little bit more. I put up a banner wall here and some chairs, and I stole this idea from the Colossal Castle. They had done this where you put the vines and the flowers on top of the vines to give kind of a bushy, tall, flowery kind of effect. I don't know. I really like it, so I'm going to be doing that a little bit more. And so, yeah, and then I had the bookcases. I kept the same here. So I really like how this has come out. Oh, yes, and I did work on this chandelier, and I think I might have shown that during the stream. I'm not sure anymore, but I was trying to do a chandelier, and I couldn't come up with it. And I kind of figured it out. So there's that. It's not too bad, I guess. Let's take a look. I guess I'm trying to... Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, obviously it's not center, but I just gotta let it go. Whatever. Anyways, I'm not looking at it. And then over here, of course, I didn't do much else, just this table and the pie with the mat. And I can't remember now if this was shown on the stream or this was in the video that I ended up cutting out and not showing at all. So I'm just going to say it again. I love these mats. You can place them, the placemats, you can place them down and then put things inside of them like a flower pot and put, you know, like this pie, and it looks like there's a pie setting on the table. It is pretty awesome. It's the little things, guys, little things. So, and then I just did change the stairs, and that's about it. All the rest is the same. So that was that in a nutshell. So now what I want to do, I think, well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go outside. I was working on the front entrance of the castle, the Colossal Castle that I and a couple other people built on the stream. If you haven't seen that stream, I'll try to remember to put a link down below if you wanted to watch it. You can. Us finishing the castle, and it was a lot of fun. I'll say again, it was wonderful. So anyways, we're going to go up there right now. So I'm remembering now. I did do a video, a tour of this. That's right. So you did probably see some of this, but we're not going to go in the castle. But I have been working on like this sloped area. I have cleared out. This here was, you know, obviously extended. I'm going to clear out some more of this, but I have started this like slope up to the castle here, as you can see, with the grass slopes. Now that we have that, I have just put in the grass slopes like this, so it looks from a distance, it looks like the grass is growing up underneath the drawbridge, kind of. No, not really. Anyways, so there's that, and then I started enclosing. As you can see, I started enclosing. I'm gonna have to enclose this big hole right here down to Neverland, but I have started just enclosing this area here that I will, you know, blend into the ground and make it look nicer. And then of course it was open, like this side is open, as you can see, clean through. So I have a lot to do yet as far as that is concerned, but I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and work on this, and then we'll come back. You know, guys, I haven't done this in quite some time. I'm used to doing like speed builds or speed remodels and, you know, talking through with a voiceover and that, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the video and then come back to it done, so you won't see any of this boring building going on, because it is, guys, it's just grass. Just grass. So, and then you can see how different, how much I've blended maybe with the castle. Hopefully it will look better. So yeah, so what will take me maybe an hour might be seconds.
So this is at the point where my OBS decided not to record my voice. Now it's probably something on my end, clearly. But so now I'm just going to show you really quick. I have sped up the video. I basically had taken down that mountain that was to the left of the, I guess, entryway of the castle. So I took that a little bit of it down, and now I am just working on landscaping. This was the part I was just going to totally cut out and not show you guys any of this and just come back and it was going to be done. But since I screwed up or OBS screwed up, whatever, this is what we're going to have now. So I'm basically digging the like trench area kind of for the water that I'm going to put down, and, you know, fixing some of the landscaping. I actually don't get that far, and I actually get kind of bored with working on the grass and move on to something else. But here we have the water being put in, just regular water, and then I thought, hey, let's try some let's try some mineral water. Let's see if we can mix the two. Guys, it doesn't work. it doesn't work. You can't blend mineral water. You can't really blend anything in this game, right? So I tried. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to go back and take that all out and put just regular water. But for shits and giggles, this is what we got. So then I go over to the other side, and oh, I have landed myself into an underground tunnel there. But anyways, I go to the other side and I start to make the moat here. And I show you that I needed to fill in that area, and I proceed to do so, filling that small area in really quickly to form so that the front of the castle landscape or land, whatever, is all filled in there. I still have a lot of blending to do, clearly. But I did have this cool idea of putting the lamps, the medieval lamps, up there on the ramp. Here's where I cut into working on the underground. I decided to put the levers, the medieval levers, instead of the Arctic ones. And yeah, so we're just fixing that all up. And then I go right into my sleeping chambers here in about 2 seconds. Yep, here we go. I get inspired when I walk in here and I decide this diamond crap has got to go, and I just tear it all up. I take out all the diamond stuff. I decide that I'm going to change it all into the medieval. Don't worry, this video, I do not go through it all. I just basically put up the spike wall, I don't know what it's called, spike wall, medieval spike wall, and I take down the fireplace that is god awful. I don't know what I was thinking back then when I made that fireplace. I knew I wanted something different than I had been doing before because I tend to do the same things over and over again. So I tried this and it was terrible, guys. There's a video of it somewhere that I did. So I tear it down, but this video I do not put up another fireplace. I will in a separate video. But I basically fix the ceiling. I go ahead and put in spiked wall, the medieval spiked wall, I think it's called, and in like a cross fashion across the ceiling, if that makes any sense. You'll see here in a minute. It's like a crossed pattern. And then in the squares sections, I realized what it came down to, guys, is I realized I had lamps up there and I didn't want to let go of that lighting, so I decided to put stone slabs up there instead so I could leave the lamps in. And I actually like how it turns out with the stone slabs. I end up putting in a couple more lamps. Not anything, it's totally not even or anything. It's actually a mix, match, patch, whatever. It's kind of gross, but whatever. So I go ahead and just put a couple lamps in, and then I put the stone slabs over top so you can still have some light in. So there's the slabs going in all to cover, and actually I like how the spike wall, whatever, is with the slabs. It actually looks kind of cool. And I don't finish it. I only do this one little section because time was getting away from me, and so I just do that little bit, and then I go and get the stuff to make a chandelier. I wanted to make the chandelier with the chains and the new medieval chandelier that he gave us. Real simple, and then the medieval torches around it to kind of bring it out a little bit. And that's basically all I have done in this video. So next time I hope to finish out this sleeping chambers, bedroom, whatever you want to call it, in all medieval stuff, and do the fireplace real nice. Hopefully I can figure out my OBS and why it wants to cut out on me and why it doesn't want to record my voice, whatever. I'm sure it's something on my end. I'm just sure of it. So that's going to be it for this time. So I hope you guys like this video, and I thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.